Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this resolution can only be the first step to hold Maduro and his fellow regime thugs accountable for their terrible and violent response and their abuse of the Venezuelan people's liberties and human rights. I have already begun circulating a letter amongst my colleagues in the House addressed to President Obama, asking him to take immediate action against Maduro and other Venezuelan officials who are responsible for violations of their people's human rights. We are calling for the President to enact immediate sanctions against those officials under authorities granted to him under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, including denying them visas to enter the United States, blocking their property, freezing their assets in the U.S., as well as prohibiting them from making any financial transactions in the U.S. This letter already enjoys bipartisan support. I invite my colleagues to join me in signing this letter, and I hope that the President will recognize the severity of this issue and do the right thing and take these important steps. However, Mr. Speaker, I will file a bill this week that would force the implementation of these sanctions, even if the President chooses not to use these authorities granted to him under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Now is not the time to dither or to sit on the fence. The United States must stand up for the people of Venezuela and for the American ideals of freedom, of democracy, of the rule of law, of respect for human rights. Failure to hold Maduro and his officials accountable would be irresponsible and a failure of leadership. But on the resolution before us today, Mr. Speaker, I'm optimistic that the U.S. House will pass my bill expressing support for the people of Venezuela as they protest peacefully for democracy. I hope that it will pass so that we can send a swift and strong message to Maduro that the United States House of Representatives has taken notice of the developments in Venezuela and that we will not allow these transgressions to pass by quietly. With that, Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of our time.